Welcome, fellow travellers, spiritual travellers, all those looking for a little bit of insight. I've now reached the age of 50. I went on a 10-year soul-searching mission to answer all my questions, all my fears, all my doubts, why I was attracting situations. And so all these videos have been put together to help you on your journey. And one of the ones that I find is the hardest of all is trying to get spiritual and the workplace one. So how you use your spirituality in the workplace. And so here's some top tips that I will put at the end of the video to help you for those who have become very sensitive to the workplace and trying to understand why people are acting the way they are with you now that you have been awakened to a whole different world that's out there that you can tap into and feel at peace for once in your life. So, you want to be spiritual. You want to share in the awakening that you've come. You want to see the beauty in all people, and then you come across a world where it's like fight and flight. You're trying to be oneness, and everybody else is trying to survive and be selfish and fight them and become the best they can. And so you got to see this more as that you've now find this a challenge. That's the way to survive in it, is that it's a challenge to not let your environment consume you or trigger you into feeding your insecurities and your fears and worries. And that is the secret to it all. And I will at the end give you top tips on how to counteract that and to understand your workplace. So you go imagine it's like going into nature and all of a sudden you become part of the ecosystem. There's ways and means that you can either be emotionally scared or feared or worried that you're going to get eaten alive all the time, or you can actually deal with it and stay in a state of peace and not attract situations and scenarios, or how to deal with situations and scenarios is a better case. So a spiritual person's energy is so important. So what you are giving out, and you've got to be also worried about that you might be an empath as well. So you might be dragging some of these people's energies away from them to help them, which then triggers your own insecurities and fears. And so sometimes you're actually feeling other people's worries and fears and doubts and everything. And so all these confident people around you that look like they know what they're doing could be actually reflecting your fears, or they have fears themselves which they're hiding behind. And this is where the illusion comes in, that they all think that they cannot be touched and they're totally in control, when really you find out they're not. And if you're a sort of a spiritual empath, you will find that your energy could also show the true self of them, and they won't like to reveal who they are because they're too busy stuck in this illusional world that they're confident and they can do everything and they don't need you and this, that and the other and blah blah blah, and they don't want to be happy, they don't want to enjoy life, they want to win and at all costs and everything. And so it is such a hard thing to get involved in. But the thing is that when you learn to be happy, when you learn to enjoy life, then people can't control you. People will try. So the secret is that your energy, when you're enjoying, brings balance and neutralizes negativity. It's very hard when you're around somebody who's enjoying life or is giving off an energy or is meeting you on a soul-to-soul level to have a go at. When someone's being nice to you, yeah, you might try it. You might it might trigger your own insecurities, but after a while, you struggle. You struggle to keep going back at that person because what they're doing is they're getting you to connect to who you are, your true self, your true energy. And so then it makes it a lot harder for people to be like that. Or they end up just walking off, which I tend to find. So I will give you the tips on how to make sure that they do just walk away. Okay, so the secret is to try to not attach to their reflection or fears. So often the case is that sometimes you're igniting them to look at their fears and worries. And sometimes they're trying to reflect your own fears and worries so that you will leave them alone and stop giving them this lovely energy. And so really, if you can try and meet people on a soul-to-soul level, which I'll teach you to do, then you'll find that you'll have half the problems that you have normally. So what you're trying to do is you're not trying to you're not allowing yourself to join in the illusional game of blame and shame and to deflect from their true self. There is opportunities to learn, challenge to stay at peace when tornado biatch enters the room. You all know it. We also give out this energy. Oh my God, that person's going to be like that. They're going to upset me again, and straight away you're giving them, feeding them the power to do it. You're feeding them that they're going to then reflect what you're giving out. So it's very important that you if you're at peace with yourself and you have a center peace within you that's always thriving, then there's a place to go back to. There's a place that your body will react to. But if there's always this fear and worry inside you and this lack inside you, then it hasn't got a place to go back to peace. It hasn't got a place to go when the going gets tough. Do you know what I mean? You can't ride that wave to the end unless you're free yourself from your fears and doubts and utilize that energy to really have a go and challenge yourself. And that's where the challenge comes in. Challenge yourself. Little bits and pieces throughout the day will help you to manage, and also you will get good insights, information to help you on this journey, because you're no longer attached to the illusion. You're no longer attached to these people who are fighting themselves and fighting to control you, and you're igniting their insecurities, and how dare you, and you're not a person to be able to say such things to me or to help me. I'm supposed to be the leader, the strong one, and everything. So the workplace is really a fight and flight situation, survivors and winners and everything. And you're looking for a place of spiritual, of being a oneness, being at peace with yourself, being loving and supporting, sharing the experience. And these people find it hard to do that. I'm not saying all people, but I'm just giving you the tips and everything to deal with it. So the first thing, before you meet anybody, if you've got a difficult person, this is a little story that happened to me a while back. One of the guys came up to me and he says, Steve, every Monday morning I meet this guy, he moans for the hour, then he goes and I feel like rubbish. And I says, well, you're an empath. You're absorbing all his worries and fears and doubts, taking away, which is very good, but you're holding on to his rubbish. I says, but you can stop that, And he says, why? I says, because every morning you think that he's going to moan and groan. I said, yeah, he does. Well, self-proclaimed prophecy or whatever they call it, you got to change that. So is it your vibration that's creating him to moan? Is it your energy that's creating him to moan? Is he just a moaner? So he's playing his part that you're seeing somebody you don't want to be. You don't want to be a moaner. So, there's loads of different sort of like connections and different things why we attract people in situations and scenarios and everything. Even your friends, you can work out which ones psychically attack you, which ones take your energy, which ones give you energy, which ones bring you peace. There's all different scenarios, but each one is important to your journey. So to understand that everybody in that workplace or in the world has got an opportunity to teach you, to give you an opportunity to evolve, and then you see difference. You don't see the workplace as a place. And the secret is enjoy the workplace, because then your energy around will create good pockets of good energy. People used to say to me, Steve, why do you enjoy yourself? You're doing, driving jobs. I said, because I've got a choice. I can either enjoy life or I don't enjoy life. I know what it's like not to enjoy life. I know what it's like to, nearly lose your mum and your dad and people around you and your grandma that you lived with for 6 years and loved to pieces. I know the worst side of life. And so I'm going to enjoy it, because those moments make me into a better person, make me involved, make me able to help other people. So I'm going to enjoy life. And then hopefully the people around me will enjoy it. If they don't, that's their choice. That's their free will. I'm not leader of their life, but I'm leader of my own. And so my vibration creates my reality. And so after time, one of my friends, great mate of mine, he used to say, you're always enjoying life, and there was horrible things that happened. I didn't see him, and I apologise, because he said there was some bad things happening to him. but I didn't attach to any bad things that happen because I wasn't going to allow. Because I know that people would say things and do things, but that's their choice to say things and do things. I don't need to be a part of that or need to attach to that or need to get upset to that. I was too busy enjoying my life. I was going to make sure that I enjoyed my life, and so this is the way it sort of goes. So the top tips now, all right? Before you meet anybody, cut emotional ties to them. Love and peace. I am love, I am peace. Just repeat in your head. Watch the energies change. You then meet on a soul-to-soul level, and they will try and help you and share with you in the experience because you're then becoming the oneness. So if you get easily offended, imagine another part of you in front so that they're attacking that part, so you're not feeling the emotions and the energies of them attacking you. I used to use that all the time. Really good trick. Think of good things that you've done so that other people can't attack you because you know your worth. You know who you are. You know that the loving person you are that enjoys life and whatever you want to do. Think of the good things. This helps you to not allow other people. Enjoy the challenge of staying feeling loved and supported by the universe. You know, imagine yourself flowing down a river. There's all little top tips. You know, I am love, I am peace. You know, sending love to the person who really needs healing or help. I used to help people without anybody knowing that I was helping them. Why? Because it wasn't about me helping them. It was just about that I was guided that they needed a little bit of support at this time. Look at the big picture. Good will always come out of problems, confrontation. It might even lead you in a new direction, a new place. So it's really important to understand there's a bigger picture to why you need to learn or why that person's made you feel who you are. And you need to get rid of that. Think what you'll do when you finish work. Fun, the money that you've worked hard for or you've sacrificed your time for to give you that possibility to go and have fun afterwards or to have a certain life that you want. And challenge yourself. Let go of the negative thoughts to the universe. You know, anything negative, a problem, put it in a box, put it in a stream, let it be dealt with, and then it's not going to keep consuming you or keep attracting more and more people to treat you a certain way or to act a certain way, you know? You've got to feed them the energy, or you have to have a lesson for them to come into your life a lot of the times, you know? And a lot of times, it's them that have the issues. It's them that have the problems. It's them that need the help. But it's always that those sensitive or spiritual journey tend to always are reflecting on themselves, so they're always looking that they're the problem when they're not, when they're totally not. Well, I hope this has helped.